And Feng Yanke, as Karen was talking about, are the two athletes who fit into that category.
Okay. Play.
The scene is set. It is the team to reach 45 points first, who are in the lead at the end of the 9 time periods of 3 minutes.
Yeah, and for the fans out there that are perhaps only seeing fencing at the Paralympic Games, this is a weapon of convention for you've got to hit your opponent with the tip of the sword. The target area is that defined by that silvery jacket, the lame. It's the torso, everything about from arms, legs and head. And the referee is there to decide who has the priority in the final action, i.e. who is the attacker with the last action that scores. If you're being attacked, you can block your opponent's blade with yours. That's called a parry. Or you can lean back in the chair and make the attack miss to get the right of way.
Not
Not allowed to leave the chair. You've got to be in contact with the chair at all times. And Lam Watson's already been carded for lifting, as it's called.
Play. Lateral lombala. Ongia. Play. Allez. Lateral gauche lombala. Ongia. Play. Allez. Il a touche.
The speed of Sun's attack is so deadly. But Lam Watson knows it's coming. He was trying to get out of the way. Couldn't do it fast enough. Perhaps that's a better tactic for Lam Watson to go after Sun.
You can see just how active the amount of movement coming from both of these fencers, of how far down the piece the frames have moved.
The Brit gets them off the mark. Lam Watson with a huge cheer for himself. Quite a few Brits here in the Grand Palais as well, just over the channel. Just a couple of hours away from London, just over on the train. Harder to get tickets than get over here. No, that's the problem with the sport so popular in France.
I think the setting of the Grand Palais has helped towards that. Taekwondo happened earlier on, the para-taekwondo in the opening days of these Paralympic Games, and at the Olympics it was taekwondo and fencing in the same order.
Play. Allez. Lateral lombala.
Well, this potentially nervous start for Oliver Lam Watson coming up in your first bout against the reigning or the new Paralympic champion.
Play. Allez. Lateral touche. One. Salut.
Sun Gang performing as one might expect, opening up the lead. 5-2 for China.
Deuxième match, second bout, Feng Yanke versus Piers Gilliver.
If you wonder how we suddenly so magically got 2 new fencers on the piece, well, we have 2 pieces next to each other on this podium central section in the Grand Palais. So Feng Yanke on the left and Piers Gilliver on the right will have already been preparing their positions.
Now, this is a big one for Great Britain. The Cat B fencer, Feng, got a silver medal in the individual competition. But Piers Gilliver is a Cat A fencer. I think he's taken a bit of a knock in the shoulder. Wasn't deliberate, from Piers Gilliver to hit him so hard, but he's just, as he's changed direction to come forwards, he's kind of put his shoulder into the point that's coming at him, so it's a collision that's a little bit harder than it should have been.
Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Non valable.
You can see what Gilliver's plan is. Lean back and hesitate, oh, not hesitate, give a staccato, stuttering movement forwards. That's why we're seeing the frame jumping up and down, and then find the moment to either attack or find parry riposte.
Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Touche.
Change of line for Feng. Clever stuff.
En garde. Prêt.
Strong reach as well for category B fencer to be able to get to the torso of Gilliver.
En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque non valable. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque non valable.
Just getting through the defence there, hitting on the non-valid part of the target. If you have the right of way, no hits scored.
Attaque non valable.
Well, increments of 5 for each bout, so the first fencer to reach 10 in this occasion will signify the end of this matchup.
Oh, that was close for Gilliver. Gets the second bite of the cherry, but you can see this jumping back and forth in the chair is a deliberate plan to try and either lure his opponent in or get him to stop as he's coming forward, and that gives Gilliver an opening to go on the attack. Oh, that's a great hit. And you can see what Gilliver's doing as well. He's targeting Glenn Golding and Ben Peggs there looking on for the British coaches. He's targeting the shoulder and then dropping the hand to block out anything that might come back from the Chinese fencer. It's good tactics from Gilliver.
Gilliver openly talks about the fact that the tactician side of things is his strong point and not necessarily a traditional fencer in his style. And it works for him.
Yeah, having your own style in a sport like fencing, which is so personal, is the way forward. See plenty of the top fencers around the world coming in with something a little different, and it freaks some people out, some of the most experienced in the world. Lucky there, Gilliver got a bit caught up and it was an off target from Feng.
Merci. En garde. Please cross blades. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
Feng just not wanting to commit with his blade at the start there. On a few occasions, he's just had to be reminded by the referee.
We might call for a video here. I thought that Gilliver had picked up the blade early. But does he wait too long? The British fencer, and Feng steals the right of way. Sticks with the same decision, the referee. So he's got the blade. In fact, he said it was attack au fer for left of the attack off the blade for Feng.
Wait. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Touche. Well,
Piers Gilliver working hard at this deficit. He came on to turn around, and he is doing that. Just one hit away from sealing this first to 10. He came in absolutely brimming with energy there. 8 points to Feng's 2. And that puts Great Britain in the lead.
Brilliant performance from Gilliver. Exactly what the British coaches would have wanted against the Cat B fencer. And now Great Britain bring on their Cat B fencer, the gold medalist in the individual competition. What can he do against Zhong?
Zhong Saichun versus Dimitri Coutya.
Tell you what, if they can still have the lead after this, it'll be the summer of 24 for Great Britain.
Dimitri Coutya has had 2 tough days of competition, beating in both the sabre and the foil, 8th in the sabre, and then that wonderful victory in the foil event. And that was less than 24 hours ago. He became Paralympic champion in the foil event for Category B men's foil. Zhong Saichun, his opponent, already with a bronze from the Category A.
Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque. Touche. Point.
What a start. What a start.
En garde. Out. You need to cross the blade, okay? En garde. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque de gauche non valable. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque non valable. Un gars, s'il vous plaît. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque non. Attaque non valable. Un gars. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque non valable. Un gars, s'il vous plaît. Prêt. Allez. Out.
Beautiful stuff from Dimitri Coutya. His tactic is relatively simple, but he's changing the line. What he's doing, as soon as the referee says allez, he's going for a beat on the blade. That establishes the right of way, and then he's not scared to lean forward and threaten, but he's changing where he's going. Is he going to body? Is he going to flank? Is he going low line? Is he going high line? And it's confusing Zhong at the moment, mixing it up with direct attacks as well off the allez. There's the beat, right of way with Coutya. And look, he can get back and find those big parries as well. Great Britain could be leading against the favourites. I mean, they can't call them anything else, the People's Republic of China, but they could be leading. Third wave stage, and I don't think many people would have expected that.
Well, the energy just exuding from Dimitri Coutya, no doubt part of that coming off that high from the individual title.
Last time, cross the blade, please.
Beat from the right for me, and the referee agrees. Zhong calls from the video, but it just looks stronger. And you know what? Coutya did that in the final of the individual competition as well. Just a super strong beat. It really establishes the right of way. And for a Cat B fencer to do that against the Cat A and then land that flick across the back, the composure, absolutely brilliant.
Well, that will be music to Coutya's ears. Zhong losing his one video appeal. Each athlete's given one appeal on every bout they come on for, so it gets reset after this match we're watching here. This is quite incredible. Coutya Category B fencer, putting the pressure on the bronze medalists from the individual Category A.
Parade post touche. Point. En garde. Prêt, allez.
That was close for Zhong. The second time of asking, lands the flick to the shoulder. I think Coutya felt that one as well.
En garde. Prêt, allez.
Looks for the parry, knows that he's going up to the shoulder there, Coutya. Blocked it out. And the thing about that parry is it's quite far forward to ensure the blade can't flick around. High and forward is the way that you block those flicks to shoulder.
Blades. Prêt, allez. Out, attack. Touche.
Clever. Zhong's starting to get the measure of this one now. He's read the pattern. And Coutya needs to change that pattern right now.
Prêt, allez.
Goes for the beat this time. Has the right of way. And coming right the way over the top of that one. Knowing that parry now is going so high, it's Zhong who's adapted. This is what the game is all about.
En garde, prêt, allez. Out. Reprise de gauche, non valable. En garde. Prêt, allez.
Right of way with the Brit. Can't get through on that. He can't get through on that hip to shoulder. So it's almost like Coutya setting that up. He's getting the beat, and then it's a kind of slow and short attack to get the parry and then re-establish the right way. He's wanting to do this in the second or third phase, Coutya. Or in that case, in the very first, just going direct. Not quite quick enough for Zhong's defense.
Prêt, out.
Referee called halt before the beat came, but did he get pulled up there on a yellow card? It was Zhong who got the yellow card.
Blades.
Pressure on People's Republic of China here.
Out.
Does the attack go through? It's a single light, and I tell you what, this is a real shock. Great Britain leading a third of the way through the match.
Well, the significance of that, if you are new to watching the third of the way, we have now seen all three fencers appear on the piste. And it has really set things up well for Great Britain. They will know what this means, and they are putting pressure on the defending champions.
Wait. En garde, s'il vous plaît. En garde. Play.
Well, this is now the chance for Oliver Lam Watson to try to keep this momentum as he's up against a Category B fencer in Feng Yanke.
L'attaque. L'envola. En garde. Play. Allez. L'attaque, l'envola. En garde. Play. Allez. L'attaque, l'envola.
This is going to give Feng confidence here. Cat B fencer from People's Republic of China.
Allez.
Hasn't been hit yet by the Cat A from Great Britain. So someone's lifted here, and it is Feng. Left the seat of the chair, and you're not allowed to do that because it gives you that extra reach on the attack.
Play. Allez.
There's an opening there for Feng. Now, I think Feng has had a go and missed, and Lam Watson, I think, has the right way. We'll see in this replay. Wow, the attack. There was no beat the blade there for me. I think the attack comes from the British fencer. Referee didn't get asked to go to the video. He went by himself.
L'attaque touche. One.
Well, clearly, that was right because Lam Watson not calling for a video at all and didn't seem too disappointed.
Well, you're saying that Feng would be getting confidence from the fact that he hadn't lost a hit. I mean, now suddenly scoring a hit on the Category A opponent.
Nervy stuff for both fencers here. Feng having to try and fight back against a Cat A fencer, and Lam Watson feeling the responsibility that Coutya and Gilliver have put on him with their stunning performances so far.
Play. Allez. Lateral one, Lombala. On guard. Play. Allez.
Come close a couple of times, Feng, with that flick across the right-hander. Classic lefty-righty hit.
On guard. Play. Allez. La repose passe. We miss la tête Lombala. On guard. Play. Allez.
Well, it's worth noting that we've already seen a minute tick by. Great Britain have only got 1 point closer to that much needed 20 hits.
Play. Allez. La tête touche. One.
I was going to ask if we might see Feng maybe want to slow things down and let that clock tick down to not let Great Britain increase the lead. But right now, making a very marginal but still an inroad into that gap.
Yeah, not getting to the target score. It's actually more favourable for the team trailing. Space on the scoreboard is their friend. Now, he's learned something from that. He now knows that combination of feints that he did opens a channel for him. A feint 1-2 with a cutover was what created the opportunity.
On guard. Play. Allez. La tête passe. Pour la tête touche. One.
Well, that might be the hit that Lam Watson needed just to give him that little bit of confidence and get him sort of into his flow here.
Allez.
British coach Ben Pegg saying, fence at your tempo. Oh, lovely. That's a second closing counter. You get the counter-attack as your opponent has the right of way, and you protect yourself from getting hit by blocking out. That's two of those he's just done, Lam Watson. Don't get carried away, Ollie.
Lifting.
Another lift from Feng. And Feng needs to get himself up, but not out of the chair, because Lam Watson is just one away from taking Great Britain into the lead against the absolute favourites here. Oh, that was really, really close for Feng. They're so sharp on the attack, all three of the Chinese athletes.
En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah. Now we miss that Lombala. Lifting. Katashu.
Well, it has been given to the other side. No point to be lost yet, though, for Lam Watson. His first yellow card, his first infringement. That's seen as a warning. And if he has another error, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same mistake. It's another yellow card worthy penalty. That then becomes a red, and that's when you start to give points to your opponent.
En guerre, s'il vous plaît. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, Lata Lombala.
Feng's learnt to avoid that
En guerre.
closing counter.
Play. Allez. Ah, Lata Lombala.
He's not getting into a second phase of action
Play.
against Lam Watson. Oh, that was close. And he's now drawn him down to the low line. He's shown him that and drawn him down there and blocked him out and hit with a riposte. Always adapting.
En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, Lata passe. Con Lata Lombala. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, Lata Lombala. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah. Con Lata touche. One.
You could hear the encouragement coming from the coaches in the sidelines. Glenn Golding applauding that final point from Oliver Lam Watson. He had to work hard for every single one of those touches. He keeps Great Britain in the lead, extending the lead to 5 points.
Versus Dimitri Coutya.
Cat A gold medalist against Cat B gold medalist now.
Ok. On garde. Prêt. Allez, halte.
Card coming up for an early start.
Carton jaune à gauche, départ avant le halte.
Coutya nodding his head in acknowledgement.
On garde. Prêt. Allez. Halte, attaque. Touche. 3.
This is the one
On garde.
that the People's Republic of China will be targeting now. Coutya, no doubt,
On garde.
a great fencer, but Category B champion against Category A champion.
On garde. Prêt. Allez.
The People's Republic of China might have been trailing, but within that capability of what you can do in 3 minutes.
Attaque. Touche. 3.
I think Great Britain would be pleased if Coutya could get 2 or 3 hits here. Anything more, and, well, it's a stunning performance. Against a man like Sun, who,
On garde.
if you've watched the
Prêt. Allez.
individual competition here in Paris, both
I think right.
appeal for that one. But if you watch the individual final, the gold medal match in Paris, you'll see him at his absolute best. He was absolutely phenomenal. The change of direction with his core is out of this world. Really special fencing in that final.
Yeah, it was a treat to commentate on that one.
He thinks he's got it.
Attaque simultanée, pas de touche.
Well, no one victorious from that outcome. Simultaneous hits. The referee could not separate.
Allez. Halte. Attaque. Touche. 3. En garde. Prêt. Halte. Halte. Attaque. Non valable. En garde. Prêt. Halte. Halte. Attaque au fer. Non valable. En garde. Prêt. Halte. Halte. Attaque. Touche.
So,
3.
Sun is aware of Coutya's super strong beat
En garde.
on the alley. So what does he do? He does an even stronger one himself.
Prêt. Halte.
And it's so strong,
Halte.
Coutya
Attaque.
wasn't able to
Non valable.
get his flick to chest on. So it just takes a bit too long to come back off that beat.
Prêt. Halte. Halte. Préparation.
The extra
Attaque. Touche.
strength in the core from the Cat A fencer making the difference in this fight.
En garde. Prêt. Allez. Halte. Attaque. Touche. 3.
Trying something different. Not a bad idea from Coutya. Instead of going for the beat off the blade, he waited for the beat from Sun, but he just couldn't react quick enough to block him out.
Halte. Attaque au fer. Non. Contre-attaque. Touche. 1.
Well, this is a significant turning point. We did say it could well be on the cards. The People's Republic of China
En garde.
haven't held this title
Prêt. Halte.
for no reason at all, and they are starting to just give a little inkling into that prowess.
Halte. Attaque parée. Ripostement.
There's an example of that change of direction. He went in on a quick attack. Coutya blocked it. He got out of the way, and back he came again. So fast, Coutya wasn't able to block out the second time.
Thank you. En garde.
And suddenly, Sun Gang just one hit away from
Prêt.
completely
Halte.
turning this around.
Halte. Attaque. Non valable. En garde. Please. Mr. Sun. Turn your back. Yes. Merci, monsieur. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Préparation. 3.
Well, that just shows how important this bout has been to Sun Gang. He knows that that was a significant 10 points in the bag. Great Britain will have realised just the task that Dimitri Coutya had in front of him.
20 pour la Grande-Bretagne. 25,
And now
20.
it is the People's Republic of China who have that 5-point lead.
China.
Complete turnaround with the 4 bouts remaining.
In the lead again.
Karim, you said this middle part of the competition could really
Zhong Saichun.
be the turning point and be very significant. And it certainly, we've seen a significant change in the lead.
Yeah, Great Britain aren't too far off. They won't feel they're completely out of this, but Gilliver, who didn't compete in the individual foil, is going up against the bronze medalist from the People's Republic of China, Zhong.
Parar riposte touche. 3.
He's picked up the first point, so that is now 11 unanswered points for the People's Republic of China. The referee sent off to look at the video.
The same, no change. Attaque
Gilliver
parar riposte.
loses
Touche. 3.
his video appeal in this 6th leg.
3, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
And will Piers be singing Mamma Mia
Merci. En garde.
after this 6th leg? He needs to get some points. Great Britain are going to stay in this.
Attaque première, no. Attaque touche. 3. No video, you just request. You go forward, miss your fight, your points, and he start again. En garde.
Well, the British coach is giving nothing away with their body language there, so potentially agreeing with the referee's decision.
3.
Well, they're definitely agreeing with that one.
En garde.
Gilliver
Prêt.
getting a point on target.
Out. attaque, touche, point. On garde prêt, allez.
Great Britain with some work to do here.
Out, attaque.
This was always going to be the most difficult section, just the way the order has fallen.
Prêt, allez. Out, attaque non valable. On garde, prêt, allez. Out, attaque non valable.
And Piers Gilliver, a specialist in épée and sabre, didn't compete in the individual foil competition.
Out.
Someone's lifted here. Likely to have been
Carton jaune to lift.
the Chinese athlete. The clock was still counting down there because the referee had called halt rather than a hit stopping the clock.
Attaque touche, point.
Starting to slip away from Great Britain here.
Allez. Out. Remise d'attaque non valable. Un garde, plein, allez. Out, attaque non valable.
Thing is, next fight up is the
Un garde,
two Cat B fences going up against each other. A repeat of the individual gold medal match. And remember I said that
point.
Coutya won that comfortably. Can he repeat that? Will Feng have adapted and said, oh, I've already looked at that fight knowing that we might well meet you in the team event, Great Britain.
Attaque, touche, point. Salut, s'il vous plaît.
Well, Gilliver has made that task not
Le 30e point.
unachievable for Coutya, dropping 2 further points. Now the deficit for Great Britain 7,
For the People's Republic of China.
with just 3 bouts remaining. This the final third to decide who will be Paralympic champions in the men's foil event.
Ok, s'il vous plaît. Wait. En garde, s'il vous plaît. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, lata, l'ombala. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, lata, pas repose. Touche. One.
Now, as you said, these two athletes faced each other, but obviously a very different circumstance when you start from 0-0. Great Britain with 7 points trailing. Would that potentially change any tactic coming from Coutya in this situation?
I mean, it's all very well and good to say, don't worry about the score, just go into it as a 0-0. Almost impossible, isn't it? But it will give him the confidence. That's the thing, that he could possibly turn this around. And a yellow card to Feng puts him at a disadvantage. You don't want to be given that yellow card first, because now you're under threat of having to wait just that tiny bit extra time after the referee said allez, just to make sure you don't gift a hit to your opponent.
Play. Allez. Ah, lata, l'ombala. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, lata, l'ombala. En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, là oui, miss la touche. One. En guerre. Play. Allez, ah. Merci.
Well, Coutya,
Avoir les 4
the
secondes.
one to go too fast on that occasion. He knew straight away.
En guerre.
Well, that puts them both in that
Play.
potential danger zone of giving a point away.
Second beat of the blade from Coutya in the middle there. He gets the first beat, lures out the attack, and then he does a second beat. The referee's going to have a look at this, but that was my gut feeling on it. So Coutya's taken the right of way and then double checked. Let's just watch it again. There's that beat.
L'attaque. Touche. One.
Given that the right way to Dimitri Coutya.
Play. Allez.
Oh, again, Coutya gets the beat but doesn't land the hit. Beat establishes the right of way, which you've got to have
En guerre.
in order to score a point in foil.
Play. Allez. Ah, l'attaque droite. Touché. One.
But Feng just one away from the target score in this 7th leg. And slowly but surely,
Allez.
China
Ah, l'attaque.
eked their way ahead in this match. 7 was the lead coming in to this 7th leg.
Play. Allez. Ah, l'attaque. L'emballage.
Well, when these two met in the individual, it was a victory of 15-7 for Coutya. But it was very much the second half
Play.
of that match that
Ah, l'attaque à la gauche.
saw the Brit start to increase the lead.
En guerre. Play. Allez. Ah, l'attaque power post.
Getting round the preen parry.
Salut.
Well, Feng Yanke wrapping it up. Dimitri Coutya's work is done here. He's just going to have to sit and watch from the sidelines, as is Feng Yanke. It's down to the Category A fencers to finish these final 2 bouts that remain. China will be happy with that, because that could have been a real swing point in the competition again for them. But instead, they have a lead, a significant lead, 8 points. Oliver Lam Watson now facing Zhong Saichun, the bronze medalist in the individual event.
No problem.
Tough ask for the Brit.
Prêt. Allez. Arrête l'attaque. Touche. 3. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque offert. Non. Contre-attaque. Non valable. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Non valable.
Tricky for Great Britain here.
Garde.
Lam Watson
Prêt. Allez.
being asked to either contain.
Non valable.
Oh, Lam Watson feeling that he got the beat there.
Here.
So Lam Watson's been quite clear there, saying that he feels that he hit Zhong before the beat came in.
So, turn a
And
bit.
just asking, speaking to the referee about that, and then the referee gives an explanation. Lam Watson says, fine, I'm not going to burn my video on that.
Attaque repart de gauche. Non valable. Oui. Video.
That's Zhong who's actually going for his video request right now. To do it so early on, he must be quite sure.
He's burnt the video. But the scoreline,
Prêt. Allez.
9 hits the lead for the People's Republic of China. 2 hits, 2 legs to go. 10-point difference now after that one. This is looking a much brighter situation for the People's Republic of China.
Attaque. Non valable.
No doubt, Great Britain have given them a scare here.
Prêt. Allez.
China have got a grip of this one now,
Touche.
and it look like they're pushing on.
En garde. Prêt. Allez.
You've got to think when they've got as their final two athletes, the bronze medalist and the gold medalist from the individual, that they've got to at least be feeling some confidence when the scoreline of this margin.
Paré. Riposte touche. 3.
Yeah, for sure, they are. And that was a great little parry riposte, and they're going to have to move the frame back into the middle here, because almost on every single action, it's just eking off to the right. And
Attention au fil.
you let that carry on happening, he's going to, Lam Watson's going to be at an angle. They've got a big enough disadvantage at the moment. They don't want to be fencing uphill as well.
En garde. Prêt. Allez. Allez. Attaque, paré, riposte non. Reprise d'attaque, touche. 3.
Zhong salutes the crowd as his work is done. And he is no doubt going to be happy with that performance. However, Lam Watson really had his work cut out facing the bronze medalist. Not really able to answer to anything that Zhong Saichun was throwing at him.
On the final piece, Zhong Saichun versus Piers Gilliver.
Well, now we have Zhong Saichun, the Paralympic champion in this event, up against Piers Gilliver, already with a silver from the sabre competition.
En garde. Prêt. Allez.
At 13 points. It's pretty huge. But a strong start for Sun.
Bet your bottom dollar that Gilliver is not going to just let this one go. He will fight. It is a mighty task to overhaul 13 points, especially when Sun scores the first. Oh, it's overturned. Brilliant stuff there, getting the hit overturned. But look at Sun's impressive performance here so far at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. The attack is a thing of beauty.
Well, there's Piers just checking Sun's kit's all in place and realises his own needed a little adjustment.
His clip was off there, so let's put it back on. I have to test. It's working again now.
The energy, the amount of movement coming from these two fencers. I think this position might need to be reset a few times.
Where's the volunteer?
The volunteers required. I think we're a little bit too close to the edge of the piece.
It's hanging off the edge, isn't it, Sun's end? The thing is, they don't need a volunteer. They just need Sun to lean forward in the chair, and the whole thing moves forward about 1.5 feet. I should probably speak in centimetres and...
For my sake, and probably most of our viewers.
Oh, I suppose I set that one up for myself.
You never know, we might have some Americans appreciating that.
Is that you're trying to make me feel better?
We'll move on.
Gilliver desperately trying to get another one here. They can't go on at this rate for 3 minutes. Wow. Getting the remise of the attack against Sun. He's making Sun think about this.
Well, we always knew that Gilliver would come out fighting, quite literally.
Lifting is going to get called here.
Carton jaune. Lifted. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque.
The speed of the exchanges here. The amount of phases of each of these bouts is quite incredible just to watch, to follow.
Yeah, keeping up with the right of way is It's a feeling thing, and if you're struggling, as I know a lot of people do, sometimes it's good to look through the fences. Don't take them out of vision, but kind of almost put them in peripheral vision, and then you'll start to see the body movement. And if you then can start to pick up and listen to the sound of the blade movements, you'll start to feel the fight a lot more. And often it's not just about looking at the actions in front of you, which the referees are doing. They aren't looking through the fight, they are looking at the actions. But it is a helpful way of getting into understanding the flow of right of way in both foil and sabre.
So just going for the weapon change there, and we're talking of flow, and I wonder if he just wants to sort of find his flow here, because I reckon he might feel a little bit flustered after Gilliver coming with that opening 3 points.
Yeah, he's struggling to get through, and the other thing is Gilliver is defending that was it's incredibly strong attack. Not this time though. Last time the attacks got through. During that change of weapons, when Gilliver took his mask off, you could see just how much work he's already put in, and we've only had 33 seconds of the fight.
Un gars, s'il vous plaît. Prêt? Allez. Out. Attaque offerte. Non valable. Un gars. Prêt? Allez. Out. Attaque. Parade, riposte. Touche. Point.
Edging ever closer to defending their title. Think back 3-4 fights. Great Britain were in an absolutely awesome position. It's changed from the middle towards the end as the People's Republic of China have just put the accelerator down, realised the threat and said, right, we've got to finish these guys off. We have got to be on our A game, and they have delivered.
It's full credit, isn't it, to Great Britain, that they have really made People's Republic of China sit up and think about the task at hand, and they've had to up their game.
Absolutely.
It
proves that they're not, the gap is closing. And Great Britain are leading the chasing pack on the People's Republic of China, who have had by far the better programme until just a few years ago. Really, this Olympic cycle or Paralympic cycle in particular for Great Britain has seen a real advance, not only in the input of cash, but also the experience, the use of the facilities, the access to everything that their Olympic colleagues have. So,
well, some might argue even better. They have their set base. They have a special cell that has been built at the training centre at the University of Bath.
Certainly from a fencing perspective, yeah. That's why the Olympic hopefuls from Great Britain go to Bath to go and train with the British team. I say Gilliver and Coutya are the leading lights in that team as well. Still not close enough to Sun, Feng, Zhong and Co. It's been a great performance from Great Britain, but China are on the edge here.
Attaque. Parade riposte. Parade contre riposte. Touche. Point. Un garde. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque non valable. Un garde. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attaque non valable.
Well, Piers Gilliver will take from this a lot of positives. Currently on points, beating Sun.
Attaque
a weapon that is not his favoured up against the Paralympic champion. A great performance by the Brit. Just given such an enormous task, though.
Out. Attack. Parade riposte. Novala. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Out. Attack Novala.
Gilliver making this incredibly hard work for Zhong Saichun. He is not giving anything away here. You can see how hard he's having to make his competitor work. I think the two athletes just enjoying the input from the volunteers and the situation of how much movement is going on between these two athletes who are both just such electric fencers. Piers, a specialist in sabre and épée, and Sun gave us a masterclass in foil in the Paralympic individual final. This is quite incredible fencing for the Brit here.
Yeah, you got to win this, China. If you want it, you've got to beat us. I'm going to make you work for the last hit.
Well, the Brit is absolutely fired up here. Piers Gilliver is beating the Paralympic champion in this event by 3 points. If you looked at the individual points, obviously we are looking at the overall picture and Great Britain are still trailing by 10. Zhong Saichun might have potentially come into this just thinking, well, going to wrap this up. Only 5 points required. And as you said, Karen, Great Britain are not going to give this to China.
No.
Well, there it is. That is the hit that Zhong Saichun was waiting for. The People's Republic of China were made to work for it, but they have regained the title. They are Paralympic champions in this men's foil team event for the 5th time in a row. But I think both fencers enjoyed that moment, and we certainly enjoyed getting to watch some incredible fencing.
Team competition, the People's Republic of China.
You can see from the response of the Chinese athletes, they knew they were in a fight, and they came over and they congratulated the British trio, and quite rightly so. Sun was special in the foil competition here in the Grand Palais.
Et mesdames et messieurs, son médaillé d'argent, applaudissements pour la Grande-Bretagne.